Hey guys, so this is the second time we're trying to film this. It turns out that I have a lot of things to say about these books. Also, the cat was interrupting a lot, and I don't edit things out, so hopefully this will go a lot quicker. This is my spring 2016 book haul. I am doing this now because yesterday I went to an author event and it blew my mind, and I'm going to talk about it at the very end of my video. But basically, I bought two more books yesterday for the author event so you could sign them. And I just don't want to acquire any more books this month, so I'm not going to. I do have like a couple of book clubs that are meeting, and so I have them checked out. I have those books checked out. I might buy them next month, but for right now, this is what's happening. It's already a minute into this video. Okay, let's see if I can get it under 10. Woo! Okay, so the first book that I have is The Little Book of Thanks, A Gift of Joy and Appreciation. And Jake, my partner's mom, gave this to me. She came, we saw them a lot, I feel like, in March and April, or at least, once a month because, anyways. So it's just a really cute little animal book. She got it, I think, from like a zoo, maybe. That could be wrong. But it's just like a bunch of like really cute animals and then them saying, oh, look at that. So like, thank you for always making room for one more. It's just like a really cute little book. So it's adorable. She knows that I like cute animals and she always brings me animal things, and so does his sister. They are so sweet. And I guess I'm really predictable. The next book that I have, when we went up to Seattle one time to meet with them, Jake's friend lives there, and so we were talking to him, and he was like, oh yeah, I wrote this book, da da da, and so he gave us a copy. So it's called Regular a Thing, and it's by Brent Cox. I don't think he's selling them online or anything, but he signed it. He's very sweet. But it looks very interesting, like format wise. It's definitely like a piece of like art, not just in text, but in like the way that it's put together. I'm just kind of afraid to read it because he is super, 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 super smart and like really, 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 really smart, like just so smart. So I'm worried it's gonna go over my head. So I've been putting it off. I should just read it though because it's super tiny. The next two books, my friend was getting rid of a bunch of books, and so she like, does anyone want these? And so I was like, yes. So the first one is The Glass Menagerie by Tennessee Williams. And then I have The Lovely Bones by Alice Sebold. This is kind of one of those books that I've always kind of wanted to read, but never enough to like go actually buy it. So she was giving it away for free, so I took it. Thanks, Marty. And then the next book I won from a giveaway. So Charlotte did from Ramblings of an Elf Pyre, did the underhyped readathon, and for the readathon she did a giveaway, which is so sweet. And I feel bad because I read one book during the readathon, but she's really sweet, and I won this, and I'm super excited. It's The Dragon's Blade, The Reborn King by Michael R. Miller, and it's signed. And I am super excited to start this. I might read this next month. We'll see. I don't know. I'm feeling very overwhelmed with all my reads at the moment. The next books that I have are like ARCs. I work at a bookstore, and so they have like an ARC shelf. This is an ARC of a really old book. I don't know what it was doing on that shelf, but it's called The Last Animal by Abby Jeannie. This came out in 2013, so I'm assuming that an employee just like put it there because they didn't want it anymore. But I've heard a lot of people talk about this, I'm pretty sure, and it seems really interesting, so I was like, might as well go for it. And then the next one that I have, I'm super pumped about. It's Shylock is My Name by Howard Jacobson. This is one of the Hogarth Shakespeare books. And when does this come out? Oh, I guess it already came out in 2016. We're in 2016. It came out in February. If you know me, you know that I really, really don't like hardcovers, and so I always have to wait. I never really buy new books. I only ever buy like backlist. Cost is an issue, but also I just don't like them, so if I don't have to have them, I won't take them. I'd rather have paperback. So I was really, really happy to find this in paperback. I do need to read The Merchant of Venice, though, because I have not read it, so I need to find that, and then read this. And the next one I just kind of picked on a whim. I usually try to be kind of selective when I take ARCs, because I don't want to take something if someone else could take it and read it. But it says a thriller on it, and it just looks thriller-y, so I took it. It's City of the Lost by Kelly Armstrong, and this came out on the 3rd of May. So hopefully I'll read this soon so I can discuss. It's not too long. It's like 360. And then the next one I got was The Trader Barrow Cormorant by Seth Dickinson. So I don't know how that happened, but it's up for grabs and no one took it. And everyone on BookTube has been talking about this, and it sounds so intriguing, and I really want to read. I feel like I haven't really been reading any sci-fi or fantasy. This is definitely sci-fi, I'm pretty sure, but so I would like to read more of that because I feel like I've been neglecting that part of my reading. The next book that I have, I got for 50 cents at an estate sale. I walked into an estate sale because I was like, maybe there's a book that I want, and they didn't really have very many good, but like it was mostly like psychology, which I'm fine, but it was like textbooks kind of, and I'm not trying to like buy random things right now. But they had this copy of Treasure Island by Robert Louis Stevenson, which is so fun. It's a companion library book, and it's also Gulliver's Travels by Jonathan Swift. I should know that. I shouldn't have to look. But I'm really excited. It's one of those books where it's one book one way, one book the other way. So I'm really excited about that. And then the next book that I have, we met Jake's family halfway between Seattle and Portland for like a lunch. And when we were there, I was like, oh, let's go find a bookstore. So we did. There's a really cute little bookstore called Book and Brush. So it's like a bookstore / art store. And while I was there, I don't want to like buy random books anymore. So I picked up this because I know that I want to read this. It's The Story of the Lost Child by Elena Ferrante. It's the 4th book in the Neapolitan novels. I need to read these. And this is a really cute little store. It says that it's in Chehalis, Washington. So if you're ever over there, go check it out. They're really cute, and they do like a stamp card. So for how much money you spend, they like stamp the amount of dollars that you spent, and then once the card is full, you probably have to spend like a lot of money for it to get full, but whatever. It's still like it's still nice. Once it's full, I think you get like $15 or $20 or something. I'm not sure, but I love it when independent bookstores do that. And then on Indie Bookstore Day, I also went and tried to find a bookstore, and like there's not a lot of bookstores in Portland. There's Powell's, which kind of like dominates the market, and there's like a couple of small used bookstores, and then there's Broadway Books, which is the only bookstore that's like in Portland proper that was doing Independent Bookstore Day, which makes me sad. I think I'm going to try to go to Seattle next year for it. But yeah, so anyways, I went in and I was so excited because it's Independent Bookstore Day, and I asked for a recommendation for a book like by a non-US author, and the bookseller recommended to me The God of Small Things by Arundhati Roy, and just this is where I got it at Broadway Books, and I'm really excited. I mean, it's a winner of the Booker Prize, and that's like one of the lists that I'm trying to complete. It's all the books that were nominated for the Booker Prize, so this works out perfectly, and I'm really excited. And Broadway Books also does like a stamp card type thing, so every time you buy a book, they stamp and they put down how much you spent on the book, and then if you add all of it together, what am I trying to say? Once the card is filled, they take the average of all the prices that you spent on the books, and then they give you that much money towards another book. So really excited about that. The next books that I have are from the Book Riot Quarterly box, which is sadly not existing anymore. I'm really sad because it's like one of my favorite boxes. I only have 2, so of course it's one of my favorites because my 2 that I have are book related. But these are the books that I got in it. The first one is Alibis, Essays on Elsewhere by Andre Isiman. So that's really exciting. And then this next one is An African in Greenland by Tete Michel Kpomasi. He's from Togo. And this is translated from French by James Kirkup. So I'm really sad to see the quarterly box go. I really, really liked it, but I'm sorry. My alarm went off. That's embarrassing. And then the next book that I have is from my Powell's Indispensable box, and it is A Doubter's Almanac by Ethan Cannon, and I just wanted to show off I feel like there's a lot of like book subscription stuff, like kind of in like unboxings lately. And so I just wanted to show you guys the indispensable box. It might not be available, might be sold out, but you should like get on a mailing list to try. It is, I forget how much it is, but you always get a book, like a new hardcover, and it is always like really nicely done, and it's signed by the author. And then there's always like an extra like goodie in it. My favorite is when it's an ARC, but sometimes it's not an ARC. Sometimes it's a thing. This time it was a water bottle, a Pal's water bottle. But anyways, so it's a really nice like hardcover edition. This basically all of my hardcover books are these because they're the only times that I get them. And this is what the cover looks like. And the signature is really tiny, but it's there. So yeah. So this is, I love this subscription box. I mostly keep doing it too because I love Powell's. I mean, not just because I've had the subscription since like way before I worked there, but it's just like a great bookstore. So anyways, those are most of my books. I have 3 more books to talk about, and now we're going to get a little intense, so you can say goodbye to me if you want to. I am obsessed with Democracy Now! Democracy Now! Is my news source. I listen to it every single day. I love it so much. Amy Goodman is, I'm going to start crying. My face is just, sorry. Amy Goodman is an incredible human, and she is really, really interested in like putting out media that is actually information. Like, she's just so good, and it's really gross to me what is happening to the media in our country. I'm talking about the United States. I don't know how things work in other countries, but in the United States, there is like a really, really big problem with the media in that it is run by these corporations, and they're given money by people who run political campaigns. Like, it's all like a big system. The politicians and the media are, it's just like a big corrupt, horrible thing, and they don't give us anything real, and it's really, really sad. So anyways, I love Democracy Now! Because it's an independent radio station, and they, well, it's not a radio station, it's an independent program, and it's usually on like different various like independent radio stations that people have, you know, in whatever city that they're in. And so she came out with a book, and it's called Democracy Now! So this is my splurge of the month. I did get the hardcover because I wanted her to sign it. And so this is 20 years covering the movements changing American national best-selling authors. And she kills it. She's so good. And she's making me laugh because she's talking about how like this is, I think, the 6th, like she's written a bunch of books, like her in conjunction. This is written with David Goodman, which I think is her brother, and Dennis Moynihan, which is one of the like people that work on Democracy Now! With her. And I think like she said 6 of their books have made the New York Times bestseller list, but they never mention Democracy Now! Because the New York Times, all of these places are owned by like whatever. So she made me laugh because she was saying that she made sure to title this book Democracy Now! This is what the title of the show is, so they have to put the title of her show because they don't like say any of that stuff because they don't want to promote this because it's such a good news source. Like, honestly, I know it's an hour a day, which I know is like a lot, but I feel like everyone commutes, and like you might as well listen to some actual news while you commute, and I just love it. And I did meet her, and it makes me laugh because I was remembering the New York Times by the book tag that I did, and how like I don't want to meet anyone that I admire because that would be a mess. I'm like getting shaky just thinking about it. She signed my copy. I was a disaster. I was like hyperventilating after, like I couldn't make words at her, and I was hyperventilating. And I don't know why I'm like this. I really wish I wasn't like this, but so yeah, I really recommend people listen to the show. And then she always has this author. Well, he's a journalist also, and he came out with a new book called The Assassination Complex. His name is Jeremy Scahill. He's on her show quite frequently because he is also an amazing, amazing journalist. And so he had an event yesterday, and I didn't want to splurge on another hardcover because I'm not super wealthy. So I got, and I have like a pretty good discount at Powell's, so I just got 2 of his other books. I got Dirty Wars, The World is a Battlefield, and Blackwater, The Rise of the World's Most Powerful Mercenary Army. And oh man, that talk was so good. This is like what I'm gonna get like real weird on this channel and start like reading these types of books and reviewing them, because I think it's so important and no one cares. I mean, because like not who in their right mind, like people read this, but I'm saying that like it's not super common for someone to want to sit through this. It's actually not that long. It's not really that long. It's 500 pages. He should have made these pages smaller, and then maybe people would be more enticed. But anyways, this video is getting super long, so I don't want to keep going. But it's really sad. Like, the president has a kill list, and it makes me really, really sad because like people are okay with it. Like, oh sure, just go kill someone, just because. And there's so much stuff, and I can't really talk about it now because this video is way too long, and Lord knows if you're even still watching. But yeah, so I'm gonna start reading some more serious things, I'm pretty sure, because I listened to him a lot on Democracy Now!, but like listening to someone on the radio and actually watching them talk and watching how passionate they are about this and like having them just like tell you all of this stuff like in person, it's like much more effective. And now I'm like so my goal is to like get my currently reading list down a little bit, and then I think starting on the first, I'm going to read this one actually, A People's History of the United States. So I'm gonna probably be like reading one of these types of books a month from now on because I'm really interested in it. And yeah, so thanks for sticking with me during that long video. Hope everyone's having a great day. Bye.